Do you smell that? What's that smell? Ladies and gentlemen, we've finally done it. After over 10 years, we finally have a new Mario Kart. A new home console Mario Kart. It's surreal analyzing it, but Mario Kart 8 has been around for over a decade, originally stemming from the Wii U all the way to becoming the best-selling game from the Switch era, as well as Nintendo's second best-selling game of all time. With the next installment on the horizon, I felt it was only a fitting tribute to give this game its flowers, to cover the game's long history, my nostalgia with it, and how the game has seemingly raced through time. So with that, let's go! It's a Mario game, man, I had to do it. Okay, to start off, I'd like to talk about what came before this game. Mario Kart has been a concept since 1992 with the release of Super Mario Kart. Over time, the series would garner acclaim from fans and critics alike. Mario Kart 64, Super Circuit, Double Dash, DS, Wii, 7, all these titles became console-defining titles for their respective platforms. Mario Kart is a simple but effective concept. It's similar to racing games of other consoles in its core concept of racing around a track, but unique in its control and gimmicks. Item boxes, gliding, the roster, it has a feel to it that you'll only truly get if you've played it. It's something you can pass to your friends, family members, someone who has never even played a game before, and they will understand it. It has a gravitational pull to it unlike any other game out there. I mentioned that these were console-defining games, and each entry is linked to its respective console not just by name, but by the look and getting the most out of the console it was on. 64 allowed for 4-player multiplayer, Wii utilized the controllers present. I could sit all day and ramble about each title and their importance, but naturally as the consoles of the future arrive, people would tie what the next era of Mario Kart was to the console it would go on to. This had come full circle in 2012 with the release of the Wii U. You know where I'm going with this. It struggled as time and all video essays will tell you, failure, bad marketing, disappointing launch, blah blah blah, you know it by now. Nintendo needed a title to get people's perception of the Wii U turned around fast, and it just so happened the title they chose happens to know speed all too well. Fucking cornball. In January 2013, Nintendo would hold a Nintendo Direct detailing some titles coming to the Wii U in the near future. Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2, Wind Waker HD, the next installment of 3D Mario, Shin Megami, Cross Fire Emblem, and for the sake of this video, the next installment of Mario Kart. Iwata told viewers that they would hope to share gameplay footage at that year's E3, and that would be exactly what happened. On June 11, 2013, Nintendo's E3 presentation would be held, also marking their first all-digital presence at the event. This Direct would feature many of the titles I previously mentioned, but again for the sake of the video, the big title was the formal unveiling of Mario Kart 8, and wow, what a trailer. The visuals popped, every character looked crisp, the courses looked unique, even if they would only scratch the surface of their abilities at the time. The trailer showcased the game's biggest new feature, anti-gravity. Development for Mario Kart 8 began a year prior in 2012, with the concept for the game being discussed a year prior to that by series producer Hideki Kono. There was at one point an idea to have racers use a drill to go into the underground sections of the map, but that was scrapped in favor of anti-gravity. Developers had the chance to think of courses in a 3D plane now rather than limiting it to a 2D one thanks to the power of the Wii U. That sounds really weird saying that positively, but you get the point. The ability also meant needing an idea to connect the two, and anti-gravity was the way to do it. I'll return to anti-gravity later in the video, but for now we'll focus back to the times before launch. This trailer, as well as the following trailers, would only increase excitement. New characters, new courses, online, it was shaping up to become the console's first big hit title, and I'd say overall it nailed that expectation. While it took nearly a year from the E3 trailer before the game would release, the excitement never stopped going, and promotion would only help it further. As far as just Nintendo went, the most memorable promotion they did was with none other than the Wii U itself. If you registered your copy of Mario Kart 8 before July 31st of 2014, you would be eligible to receive a free Wii U game alongside it. In North America, you could receive Wii Party U, Pikmin 3, that would have been my personal choice, I'm just saying, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, or New Super Mario Bros. U. Meanwhile, Europe hung their sacks on us by having Game & Wario, Nintendo Land, Sonic Lost World, Mario and Sonic Sochi 2014 Olympic Games, Wonderful 101, and Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate in addition to all the North American titles mentioned prior. With Mario Kart, they'd also release a special edition to go alongside it, including a statue of the Blue Shell. They'd also release various console bundles with the game as a pack-in title, the first of which also including a Wiimote, Wii Wheel, gamepad protector, a hat, and a strategy guide. On the non-console promotion side, a collaboration with Pennzoil had a track designed for real-life people to race on using modified karts, in addition to a collab with McDonald's in the year that saw exclusive Mario Kart 8 toys released in Happy Meals. They'd wind up reusing the same toys for the next decade, but beyond that, promotions were probably at their peak here, and would continue as the game launched on May 30th in North America and Europe, with Japan getting the game a day before and Australia getting it a day after. Now, I unfortunately have a secret to share with you all. I didn't get the game at launch. Matter of fact, I didn't get the console till November of that year. I shared the story a little bit in a previous video, but the Wii U was originally going to be my big Christmas gift of 2014, but my parents had wanted to play it themselves, so they gave it to me and my sister for our Thanksgiving breaks of that year. What a fire-ass gift. With that, the 3 games I got on that day was Super Mario 3D World as the pack-in, New Super Mario Bros. U, and of course, Mario Kart 8. Now with all the backstory, we can finally talk about the game. I do want to note that the gameplay footage I have here is from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which we'll talk about later in the video. But I did want to mention this for anybody that cares. Beyond a visual upgrade and some minor things, it's pretty much the same game at its core. I was just fucking lazy. Anyways, with that, what did I think of the game? Let's circle back to the gameplay mechanic I mentioned earlier, the anti-gravity. I'd say both the idea and execution were done pretty well here, though it's not a Jurassic gimmick. In titles like Double Dash, where the central mechanic is 2 racers, that's something that is implemented across the entire game and is a core element to your strategy. In 8, the anti-gravity does not do anything mind-blowing. It feels about the same as if you were driving in 2D the entire time, though I'd like to think that's due to the camera. Regardless of that, I think that it's a very worthy mechanic and I greatly enjoyed it, especially because of what it adds to the track design. Of all the games in the series, I honestly think this game has the best selection of both retro and original courses. One reason for this is their implementation of the anti-gravity feature mentioned earlier, more specifically on the retro courses. While the original courses had this in mind for their design, the retro courses were thought from the ground up as well, both for how to keep the basis of the track they were using, while also figuring out how to use anti-grav. Some standout retro courses I like to highlight from the base game are GameCube's Sherbet Land, 3DS's Music Park and Piranha Plant Slide, and of course N64's Rainbow Road. Meanwhile, for new courses, some of my favorites include Toad Harbor, Electrodrome, Mount Wario, and Sunshine Airport, though there's plenty of other incredible tracks from the base game. As well, I should mention the gameplay is as smooth as ever. Every drift, gliding section, underwater moment, item throw, it all feels wonderful and is arguably at its best here. Character selection has been controversial for this game, especially in vanilla Mario Kart 8. People have issues with the filler, most notably the Koopalings and the baby characters, but I never saw an issue with this growing up or right now. I had my set characters, sure, but I was always of the opinion that more is better, even if it was something as small as cosmetic. I wouldn't want a Mario Kart entry without any of these characters, and I personally don't feel like there was any wasted slot, even if I had preferred to see other characters in the game like Bowser Jr. or King Boo, but I'd tell Young Pei to ease his fears. Mr. Kono had a plan for him. Anyways, in addition to all of this, kart customization also returned, which I've always enjoyed. I always liked the idea of building your own kart combos, which was especially nice then as I wasn't aware of the meta back then. The combo I always remember using was the Sports Coupe with the slick tires and the Mario Kart TV glider. Speaking of Mario Kart TV that I definitely didn't use as a segue and actually used the airplane glider instead, let's talk about that here. One of the promoted modes of Mario Kart 8 was Mario Kart TV. Mario Kart TV was a primarily internet-based feature that allowed for players to view and share their highlights of their races. You can do things like speed up, slow down, and rewind the races while watching. You could also share your highlights to YouTube or Miiverse back when that was around, and actually I have a massive confession that's weighed down on my shoulders on this channel for years. I made a Miiverse shutting down video in 2017 reflecting on the great memories I had with it. I had no fucking memories with it. I never used Miiverse once in my entire time owning a Wii U. I'm so sorry for lying for years. Anywho, in addition to Mario Kart TV, there were also stamps that could be used in Miiverse. There was 100 in total, with 28 of them available right from booting the game up, 62 stamps as unlockables from beating the Grand Prix, and time trials with every non-DLC character, and the last 10 being included in the 4.0 update. In addition to that, there were Mii costumes, which I'm always a big fan of, but as well 2 game modes, online play and battle mode. Now I'll mention online play first, and it's pretty straightforward, but you simply just race other users around the world in online races, so it's pretty much no different to Deluxe. I played it a lot more in Deluxe than on Wii U, so I don't have much to say there. But battle mode, oh man. It sucked, everyone remembers. Removing modes and battle mode specific courses in favor of tracks from the base game and only offering balloon battle as a mode, I would be wasting time saying that this isn't great. But I do enough of that as is, so yeah, it's not great. But anyways, that was Mario Kart 8's base game, and overall it's a really great package. It more than proved its worth as a flagship title for the Wii U, with fun gameplay, solid replayability, not to mention the incredible orchestrated soundtrack. However, as this is about Mario Kart 8, this is actually only the beginning of our journey. DLC was a major part of this game and would be released throughout the next year, and the first of these was with Mercedes-Benz in August of 2014. This collaboration I remember very fondly just because of how unique it was at the time. Collaborating with a real-life company is one thing, but for it to be a luxury automotive company was both shocking and made all the sense in the world. As for what the collab was, it was a free downloadable pack containing 3 kart bodies and a set of tires. The body parts being the GLA, the W25 Silver Arrow, and the 300 SL Roadster, which are all mostly one-to-one recreations of their real-life models, while the GLA tires are based off of the tires on the GLA vehicle. Who would have fucking guessed? After that though came the DLC mostly everyone else remembers, the add-on packs. These were 2 downloadable content packs themed around The Legend of Zelda and Animal Crossing respectively. The first pack, which was based on The Legend of Zelda, released on November 13th, 2014, and included 3 playable characters, being Tanuki Mario, Cat Peach, and Link. 4 cart bodies, 1 set of tires and a glider, as well as 2 cups, the Egg Cup and the Triforce Cup. As for the courses, they mix it up with retro and new courses. The retro courses include GameCube's Yoshi Circuit, Wii's Wario Goldmine, and SNES's Rainbow Circuit, while the new courses include the tracks Excite Bike Arena, Ice Ice Outpost, Hyrule Circuit, which is based on The Legend of Zelda, Dragon Driftway, and the standout for this cup, Mute City from F-Zero. As for the second pack, this released on April 23, 2015, my beloved year of life. In this pack, you'd once again receive the same amount of characters, cups, and cart parts. The characters this time around were Dry Bowser, Isabelle, and the Villager, both of those being from Animal Crossing. Villager also included a male and female option, which was really nice. As for the courses, it was again a mix of retro and new courses, this time splitting them up 2 and 2 for each cup. The retro courses included tracks like 3DS's Neo Bowser City, a personal favorite of mine, GBA's Ribbon Road and Cheeseland, as well as the GameCube's Baby Park, while the new courses included Wild Woods, another personal favorite of mine, an Animal Crossing course that could be played in all 4 seasons, Super Bell Subway, and once again the standout, Big Blue from F-Zero. The best part about all this is the cost. If you purchase each pack individually, it would run you $7.99. Definitely a very fair price considering the content you're getting. But if you purchase them together, it would only have costed you $11.99. That was an incredible steal for the quality of these DLC packs. Even better was if you purchased the bundle, you'd receive 8 Yoshi and Shy Guy color options as a free bonus, though you could also receive them separately if you only bought the waves individually. The final major DLC was added for free in the same update as the Animal Crossing pack. This would be none other than 200cc. 200cc is the fastest speed in Mario Kart's history, and it has over time become my primary CC of choice. 150 is probably the most fair, but there's nothing like speeding through the courses on 200cc, it's such a great time. I can't confirm this myself, but I think they adjusted it slightly in Deluxe for better control, but that could just be my brain perceiving it differently. But with that though, it serves as a perfect segue into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the version of this game a majority of people have played. Originally teased in the October 2016 reveal trailer before being formally unveiled in the January 2017 presentation as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this game would prove to be iconic and an essential in any Switch owner's library. It was this specific game that pushed Mario Kart 8 into the stratosphere, with Deluxe alone pushing over 62 million copies and counting. The game would release on April 28, 2017, and while still being the same game at its core, would introduce some things that made it just worthy enough of a purchase. As I previously mentioned, Mr. Kono had a plan for Young Pei, and the updated character roster would be that plan. It included 5 playable characters and asterisks on those 5. Those characters would include Bowser Jr., my beloved, King Boo, Dry Bones, Gold Mario as a variant of the Metal Mario for completing all cups on 200cc, and the Inklings, both the girl and boy variants alongside 3 color options for them, based off of promotional art from the game. The one unfortunate thing is outside of Gold Mario, none of the characters are unlockables, which sucks for me as I'm someone who loves unlockable content. As for courses, while nothing gets added to the Grand Prix, the same definitely cannot be said for Battle Mode. Deluxe completely overhauls the Battle Mode of Vanilla 8, adding both all new tracks and game modes. They entirely removed the Grand Prix tracks and instead replaced them with dedicated Battle Mode courses, with 3 retro courses and 5 new ones. The retro tracks include 3DS's Woohoo Town, GameCube's Luigi's Mansion, and SNES Battle Course 1, while the new courses include Battle Stadium, Sweet Sweet Kingdom, Dragon Palace, Lunar Colony, and Urchin Underpass, which is based off of the Splatoon map of the same name. In addition to the courses, the modes also got a significant boost, with 4 new modes to go alongside Balloon Battle. These modes are Shine Thief, Bob-omb Blast, both of which stem from Double Dash, Coin Runners from 7 and Wii, and the newest addition to Battle Mode, Renegade Roundup. Each of these battle modes offers something unique to the table, and I've had my fair share of fun with all of them. I think my favorite is Bob-omb Blast just for how hectic it can be, especially on a tighter track like Battle Course 1, but Renegade Roundup on Woohoo Town or Shine Thief on Luigi's Mansion to name a few are also great times. Beyond quality of life improvements and the Boo and Feather items, not much has been changed. There'd be a free update that included a Breath of the Wild variant for Link as well as his vehicle set, and an update that included Nintendo Labo compatibility, but beyond that, that was it. Until it wasn't. Nearly 5 years after Deluxe had launched, and close to 8 years after the original 8 had launched, in a February Nintendo Direct in 2022, Nintendo surprised the world by announcing an all-new DLC expansion for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, dubbed the Booster Course Pass. This pass would include 48 new tracks split into 6 waves, with each wave including 2 cups, rivaling the amount already in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. These would be remastered courses based off of previous Mario Kart entries, going from SNES all the way to Tour. When I watched the Direct live, it was easily my favorite announcement of that show. For the last 5 years, I had been playing the same tracks in Deluxe, in addition to the other 3 from the Wii U, so I was more than ready to experience some new courses in the game. Naturally though, for every game I have attachment to, there's some controversy in there, and that would be no different for this Booster Course Pass. With this, it wasn't the price. Actually, that too was another amazing deal. $25 for 8 cups, 48 courses, and later on some new characters. That wasn't it. It wasn't even the course selection. There'd be many classic tracks making their way into the game here. It was the look of the courses. The courses featured in the Booster Course Pass weren't up to par with the ones in the main game visually. I'm not too aware of graphics or game design, but I do have eyes, and yeah, it was visually worse than the base game's tracks. These were the versions that they used in Mario Kart Tour, the mobile app. Now, as for if I cared about this, not really. Don't get me wrong, I'd love for the tracks to be visually on par with 8s, but it wasn't ever an eyesore, and I preferred having the courses over not. Plus, they did update tracks to make them visually better over the DLC's life cycle. Naming all the courses that I adore from this pass would probably be longer than the video itself, but to leave it here, I'll choose one, and that's Squeaky Clean Sprint. Great music, great design, great visuals. It's the standout course from the Booster Course Pass. With all of this, it's pretty clear that the game has had a very fruitful life. From the reveal in 2013 to 2025 and beyond, this game is bound to be one of the most iconic, memorable video games of all time. I usually use the last segment of these videos to answer a question. Why was this game my favorite? What made this game heartbreaking? So on and so forth. This time, however, I instead chose to show this game its flowers, more so showing how the game had raced through time rather than asking how it did that. Still, having a question for these is somewhat in my nature, so if I had to summarize all of what I just spoke about into a paragraph, here's my answer. Mario Kart 8 has been able to race through time because of the quality experience it provided millions. 8 has been able to create countless memories in addition to bringing everything the series has introduced into perfection. Whether it be the music, the track design, reactions to DLC, it all has been at the forefront of quality, and that's why I believe that this was the flagship title for not just one, but 2 console generations. Either that or because it was the only Mario Kart option we had, I don't really know. I'm just kidding, but to formally end off the video, I'd like to share my favorite Mario Kart 8 memory as well as hear yours in the comments below. As for mine, it was playing on Electrodrome for the first time. The mixture of the lights and the great music really shaped my experience with not just this course, but the game as a whole, and it's become the first track I associate with Mario Kart 8. But that's all from me. Again, I'd love to hear your guys' memories in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.